Dante Moore, this is not from the spring game, but, dude, he's out here throwing absolute lasers during Oregon's spring scrimmage they had. This is not the spring game, but just check this out. Again, not the spring game, but a game being played in Austin, 11-on-11. Laser show. 50 yards in the air, 5 yards deep in the end zone, out to the 45-yard line. Gary Bryant, year 10. Give me that. Just look at the RPMs on the ball, first of all. Gary Bryant creating separation. It's got to feel good for Oregon, dude. Yet again, you got another guy who can sling the pill, who can deal the pill like a shady pharmacist, a la Dylan Gabriel, a la Bo Nix. Dante Moore's next up. And I said if you're an Oregon fan, it feels good. Maybe I'm being generous there. It might just be kind of a relief because you've sort of come to expect having great quarterback play with those last two names I mentioned being Heisman finalist caliber quarterbacks. This is, it's like being rich and you got a Ferrari for your 16th birthday, for your 18th birthday. You're like, okay, please Mercedes. Awesome. Yes, Mercedes is in the building. It is by nature of A1 Dante Moore. Now, as talented as Dante Moore is, and that clip just kind of is a brief little peek into what I believe he's done all spring long. Dante Moore, I think, has an edge on both Bo Nix and Dylan Gabriel in the sense that Dante Moore's had a whole year now to digest this playbook and seen a Heisman-level finalist quarterback in Dylan Gabriel executed at a very, very high level throughout the entirety of a college football season. Like Bo Nix, his first year he was there, it was with Kenny Dillingham as the OC. And then he gets the playbook that I'm sure that following spring with Will Stein has success, but he didn't have a full year to digest it and see someone else do it. Dylan Gabriel, same deal. He transfers in, spring practice, hits the ground running. In fall camp, he's rolling. Play games in the fall, and they're winning games. They go undefeated. But remember now, early on in the month of September, what was everyone saying? Hey, are we sure Oregon's not fraudulent? Hey, Oregon, they're playing it close with Boise State. Are we sure about Oregon? Dylan Gabriel, are we sure that he's the guy? He ended up being the guy. I told you he goes to New York City to go at least see the Heisman Trophy be handed out. My point in all this is I think that matters a lot for Dante Moore. I really do. We showed you that clip. Dante Moore is not going to be asked to make a lot of NFL Josh Allen caliber throws here. I think he probably can make throws like that if that's what you ask him to do based on what he was as a recruit, but that's not what you're going to ask him to do. What you're going to ask him to do is hit the right buttons. It's not so much an overall thing as much as it is do you know where to go with the football thing, to speak in video game terms. He knows all the controls. He knows where the ball needs to go. And so people are going to look at that clip that we just played to the top and say, well, yeah, but look how open he is. Oh, hey, anybody can make that throw. First of all, no, not everybody can make that throw 50 yards in the air in stride. No, that's not a thing. Second of all, isn't that kind of what Will Stein has done his entire time at Oregon? Doesn't he pretty much dial up open plays for the quarterback? You know where to go with the football. You score points. That's what Oregon has done the entirety of their time under Dan Lanning. And so now as you look to the future, the reason why I'm also so confident in Dante Moore outside of that eye candy of a throw you just saw, Oregon knows quarterbacks. Dan Lanning knows quarterbacks based on his track record, and they love Dante Moore. I'm assuming based on the clues in which he was brought to Oregon. Because think about it this way. They recruited him twice and then paid him to sit a year. You know how much you got to be in on a quarterback to pay them, I have to believe, a pretty good sum of money to watch somebody else play quarterback while you're paying the starting quarterback as well on Dylan Gabriel? You got to like Dante Moore. And so I would get used to this if I'm an Oregon fan, is the bottom line. I would get used to seeing Dante Moore deal darts. We're in the studio earlier today. Caden Smith and I talking before the show. And Cato's like, you know what, man? I mean, I wish you could bet someone being a Heisman finalist because right now I'd bet Dante Moore. And y'all, to be real, I would ask Cato whatever he's putting down on that, and I would say, hey, go ahead and lump me into that. Let's both go in on Dante Moore being a Heisman finalist because I think he's going to be that good, and I think Oregon, given their track record, given the system, given the weapons, given Will Stein, the offense, they will once again, I believe, be that good. And does that throw mean a whole lot? Not necessarily, but I don't think it's the last time you'll see a throw like that from Dante Moore. The next time you see it, he will not be wearing a red non-contact jersey. It'll be games that count. So Dante Moore, going to be a dude. Surprise, surprise, Oregon is turning into a quarterback destination.